I'm Dave Dinkle, and this is our video series of actual recent deals. The following is a real estate deal that was recently completed by a student. The deal exemplifies some of the various aspects of how to do these transactions, but essentially we're looking at no money deals unless otherwise specified. Now, this is an example of a double closing, except the first leg, the A to B, was done directly with a deed with the property owner. So seller A, the property owner, sold to the buyer B, which is a student, who then sold to buyer C, in this case happened to be a hedge fund. No closing agent was used on the A to B transaction. There was no requirement, no money in the deal, no credit required to buy it, no risk on the investor's part, but he did have to put in some sweat equity. Now, as a general overview, the student put out bandit signs and got one call from a frustrated seller who owned a duplex, and he found that the property was due for a tax deed sale coming up in a few weeks, but it also had city liens and personal judgments attached to it. This is a motivated seller, and he needs to get rid of the property. And the student did a great job in carefully checking out each issue with the property. And inside, this is the area where he was actually living. The most memorable part, as he related to me, was the really foul odor that was going on. Remember, that's the smell of money. You get into these properties that really stink, usually and those are the ones that most people walk away from, but they can all be cleaned up. Student offered to pay for all outstanding problems and net the seller $4,000 to walk away, to simply go ahead and have the seller sign a warranty deed to the student and then go ahead and record it. The student did not pay the seller the full $1,000 up front. This is very, very important. As soon as the seller had vacated the premises, the student started a cleanup instead of simply wholesaling the property. That's one dumpster. That's a second dump. This is the sweat equity. The student had to physically go in, clean out all that junk. Let's get down to the bottom line here. Total of all that was $23,579. The student borrowed $25,000 from a private money lender. The student had no money, no credit, and no risk in the deal. So here's the closing sequence. So this is the B to C HUD statement. Here's the A to B to begin with. That's the warranty deed. But then we go into the student selling to the hedge fund. Okay, here's the buyer. You'll see they paid $56,000. Now, don't worry if you can't see these numbers. I'm going to break it down for you as I always do. And here's what the student received. And this is the only number that's important, $54,577.23. So his net profit was $25,498. Now, the key here is no money, no credit, and no risk in the transaction.